Hi, I am Patty Elhoff. I am the author of the book Upcycle with Decoupage. I will show you that in a moment. It's available on Amazon. Today we're not going to do decoupage. I am going to show you how to make butterflies out of coffee filters, the cone coffee filters that you find in any supermarket. This one is loaded with glitter. That's all glitter. This one, which I'm not too crazy about, is actually watercolor and the puffy paints that you can find. You used to be able to find them in the craft store. I'm not too sure anymore. This one is another one with glitter. These look beautiful out in the sun, and they're not looking that brilliant in here under the lights, but they do look beautiful out in the sun. This one actually has a one-step crackle finish over watercolor, and it's not yet crackled, but I don't have a completed one that's crackled, I'm sorry. This one I used the Plaid product gallery glass that you use on your windows because that's still available in the craft stores. This is a different shape butterfly on watercolor. Again, that's the back of it, and let me show you how to get started. Again, Upcycle with Decoupage on Amazon. Beautiful, easy steps, projects, pictures, so much you can do with decoupage. Let me get on to our project at hand. The first thing you're going to want to do is print out an image online of a butterfly. This is actually a picture that I took, and I did this because I don't want to work with a template, but I'll show you how to make the template. This is just my picture. It inspired me as far as the colors go, and it's so realistic because it is real. It's a real butterfly that was on the hydrangea tree out in our yard. That I wanted to be able to work from that. Here is a list of the supplies that you'll need. You can stop your computer right now and take a note, or what you might want to do, which makes more sense, is wait until the end of the video, because I'm going to let you know how to do this with either watercolor, acrylic paint, or glitter. And depending on which one of those you like, you're going to need those supplies, which is just a matter of switching out acrylic paint for the glitter or the watercolor paint. First thing you want to do, if you want to make a template, just take an old cereal box, fold the picture in half of the butterfly, and then all you're going to do is trace that onto a cereal box. I used an old cookie box. Here, this is a cookie box. All I did was I traced the image onto the cookie box, cut this out, there's my template, and then take a flat cone-shaped coffee filter. Any size is fine. You can do these in large sizes, small sizes. I would suggest you start out large, just because it's that much easier to work with. And then all you do is you cut out your shape, and this is why I like the small scissors, which are the ones I just dropped, I apologize, and just cut along the lines. Don't get carried away. You know how sometimes you're painstakingly cutting inside the line? You don't have to worry about that too much. Just like in nature, nothing's really perfect. I use these scissors all the time, so I can kind of cut through this. The one thing I would suggest is don't leave too much of that outline on there because you're going to decorate it. So you cut that out. When you're finished, your butterfly comes out like this. Again, looking at the picture, I took my pencil and I just eyeballed a similar design. Again, I didn't want to get too carried away. So you can draw that on there with pencil. And if you want to make it glittery, like I did with this one, and This one is painted with acrylic paints. There's the back of it. This one is simply glitter, and I used a very thin tip on the glitter because you don't want anything too thick and gloppy on there. You want to make some nice lines. And when you put these on the bamboo skewer like I have here and stick them in your plants, it's so pretty. Most of your plants are in a well-lit area or they're in the sunlight, and these just add such a pretty pop to them. So that's how you cut them out. You make the template, you use the cone coffee filters. These antennae are always falling off. One is because they're so delicate. Just take a little craft glue and glue that back on when you're done. That's not a problem. So again, glitter. This is using the gallery glass on top of an acrylic painted butterfly. And just a word really quickly on how to do the acrylic. Add a little water inside a Dixie cup, any cup, and just squirt a few drops of your paint in there. Swish it around, and I actually had this idea one morning when I woke up. I thought, coffee filters, watercolor. And I have some watercolors, but I really love all of the acrylic paints, and I have so many different colors. Before you cut, before you do anything, go ahead and paint on your coffee filter. You see, you don't have to paint it artistically. You can use different colors, splotch it in different areas. You can make this lighter, you can make it more intense. You could even use the full acrylic paint color if you want. You don't need to add water to it. It's just that because these are filters and they absorb it so well and it makes a nice natural pattern, that's the way I wanted to do it. The same thing goes for watercolor. If you have any watercolor, take that, put a little bit in your cup. I think I'm already using too much. Mix it in the cup, stir it up, get the lid back on, and look how it absorbs. I'm using a fine artist's paintbrush here because a lot of times what I'll do with the larger brush is make the bigger part of the pattern, and then I'll go in between the areas that need filling in afterwards. You have your favorite colors. You may like yellows or pinks or blues, whatever you like. That's the beauty of crafting. You do whatever you want. You let these dry. Mine get really saturated because you want it to go through to the other side. They get really saturated. I put them in a very dry spot for about a half an hour. They dry really quickly. Then you can go ahead and paint it, or as I did in this case, I took, by the way, this was also done using just acrylic paints, and you can see that's got a very watercolory image to it. Once you cut out your butterfly though, and here's one, I will try and fast forward through this for you on the video. You take your fine tip glue and you can either draw the images on, why don't I use this one? That's actually smarter since I already drew these lines on here. Follow the outline that you drew in the pencil, and it's very easy to cover that up with this glue. I work on one wing at a time. This makes life a lot easier. Then just take your glitter, sprinkle it all over the glue, cover that glue, and I start with one color. I'll do this side with the same color. let it dry. I normally let that dry for about 20 minutes or so. I'm usually working on so many other things that I can go work on those while the other ones are drying. Then I will go back in and I will add the second color, which on this will probably be maybe a yellow or something a little bit brighter. But that is how you glitter them. And the final step, when you're all done, and these bamboo skewers are available in any supermarket, just take the bamboo skewer and on this center part right here, just make a hole at the bottom. They go in very easily. Then make a hole near the top, and thread it through like that. This is all set to go in my plants. You can paint these the color of the plants if you want them to be disguised in there. You can certainly paint this a dark green or a woodsy brown so that you don't see the skewer. You just see the butterfly in your plant. And that is how you make beautiful butterflies using coffee filters. Very inexpensive and addictive, I might add, craft. Good luck. Contact me if you've got any questions. I'll certainly help you out in any way that I can. Thanks for watching.